Let's see if you can find this online documentation. This is number 4. Okay, so remember you got to pull it up from this one here. This is number 4. Open this document, save it, and we're going to do deforming surface according to shape morphing. So see if you can find this document, which if you're here, oh, I must have pulled that up already. So here's the last one we did. I'll just hit the next button. We'll try and create these as we go. Alright, so we'll try and create these same ones here. If you didn't have any luck, maybe following my video will help you. So, oh God, where is it? All the way over here. So, this one here, we hit the next button. There's your so information, and I don't really know what the heck they're doing on this one. When you guys do the online docs, I probably should have mentioned this a long time ago. I just go for the numbers and just do whatever it says in the numbers, the steps. And then they got a whole bunch of verbiage trying to explain what's all going on. I think they just make it more confusing. So like you go from step 5, just skip all this stuff and go right to step 6. See what's going on. Seeing is going to be a lot easier than trying to read about this. Oh. I think I had a disconnect from the internet. So I might possibly have to start over here. Let's see. Let's go to that online doc where I can load this into my downloads and then go to CATIA and import it into my CATIA file. I think it was shape morphing. And we don't want to import this one. Ooh, this looks already different. I'm going to rotate this around. Let's see if I have any luck here. I'm trying to make it look like the Word doc. Boy, it's moving really funny on my screen. Let's create a new geometrical set. Find the online documentation. Actually, to make this easier to see, what I probably should have done in the other videos was actually downloaded this. And also by downloading it, I'll be able to copy the names. So we found this. You're going to name it with your name on that, okay? And then we're going to do 6 different variations of morphing a surface. The surface here is called new limit, so I'll copy that. I'm going to make it flat, I guess. So I'm going to pop back into CATIA and rename that set. We will use this one here, the shape morphing feature. So click on that one. Click on that feature. I'm going to reference the yellow line and now ask for a target. I'm going to hit the green as my target. You can see it says reference and then target. We'll do the same here. It's asking for another reference, so I'll click on this reference line, and it's asking for another target here, the highlighted blue in the pop-up window, which is this target here. I'll hit preview. Oops, that is not the one I was trying to do. I didn't realize that was that direction, so I just did a different one. Try to remember what the picture looked like here. Oh, sorry, we're going to this green curve on that one. So shape morphing, click on this one. Click this is my reference and hit preview. Target this one to this one. Oh shoot, preview. I did that wrong, sorry. Shape morphing, this one. Go from this line to this curve and preview. Oh, what am I doing wrong here? Let me go down this list. Maybe it'll come to me here what I was doing. Oh shoot, I tried to rotate that. This one I'm going, should be going from this yellow line to this, and this yellow line to this. So that's 2 new targets. Let me double check something here. Let's go shape morphing. Click on this. Can I reference this and use this as my target? Okay, sorry. So I use the boundary curve and then this green curve is my target to get that shape. All right, I'm going to undo that. Shape morphing. I'm changing this limit boundary to this one. Preview that, select OK. All right, so that was the demo on changing that new limit. Whoops, I'll do it one more time. Deform the surface, and I'm grabbing that boundary right there as my reference. You see in the pop-up window, it's highlighted, it's asking me for a reference, there's nothing selected. When I click on this edge, it says the surface edge is selected. The target is going to be this green curve. So I use that green curve as my target. Okay, and it tells me up here, my reference is my surface. My target is a projection curve, which is that green curve. Select OK. Alright, so that's 1 out of 5. I'm just going to go back here and unhide the surface. Let's try another one. Oh, so this one here, I changed this to limit curves. Okay, let's try that. Create a new geometrical set. I'm going to copy this name. Shape morphing. Go to this one again. And I'm going to take this limit curve and go to this green line. And let's preview it and see what it looks like. Okay, and then let's grab this boundary curve and go to this line and preview that. Okay, so you can see that's what that's going to do. It's just going to, instead of this being the boundary curve, that's going to be this one, it's going to be this one. If you got that to successfully work, you can submit it and say, oh, I owe you 5 bonus points for doing it this way. Okay, I'm going to undo that. So you can take a snapshot if you wanted to. Let's go back to shape morphing. Grab this limit curve to this one. Preview that. And let me see that picture again. There is curvature here and it's flat on this end. I didn't mean 2 target curves. I think I just meant the second one. This is number 1. This is number 2. Okay, I'll select OK. And I think it's just an angle I rotated it. It looks different. Alright, so basically that's all I want for this one here. We'll hide this and go back and show surface 1. And let's go to the Word doc and try number 3. Different references. Control C. And make a new geometrical set. Back to shape morphing. Grab this profile. This reference curve is what I'm going to go for here, and I'm going to go to this one, and the other one is higher. So if I go from here to here, it should go in an angle. Preview that, select OK. Alright, and that is number 3. Let me repeat that. Oops. Okay. Shape morph. Oops. Uh-oh. Dang it. I undid my name here. I gotta go back and rename it. And then go back to shape morphing. This is a surface we're changing. This is a reference, and this one here is a reference when I hit preview. If you want bonus points, you can take a picture of that one. Could have sworn I had that as one of the exercises, but maybe I didn't. Okay, so what I'm going to do though is do a second limit. So it's asking me for another reference. It will keep asking you for, you could have 10 of these if you want. I'll go to this one and then come from that yellow line up to the green one. And you'll see when I hit preview, it's going to shoot up. And that is the result we're looking for this one here. Let me hide that and unhide this. And shoot down to the next example. Wing bend. Okay, see if we can figure this one out. Let's rename this. And go back to shape morphing. Now, I'm going to reference this and preview. We did that one earlier, right? But what I'm going to do is go with a limit and use this edge as a limit. So what I want to do is see that arrow going that direction. If I go this direction, it's going to stay the exact same until it hits that point and goes straight up to that line. See how that did that? Okay. So that's what that one looks like. I'll do that one more time. Shape morphing. I just did undo to go back. We're going to deform this surface from here up to here and limit to that edge. Preview that, and that's how I completed that part. Does this match the online documentation? Uh-oh, see how that's kind of smooth transition and not straight up? I'll give you bonus points if you can do this one at a sharp edge. And then under limit, this limit here, we have continuity set to point. Remember when we did the bump, we had the point, target, and curvature? You got the same kind of thing. You can go tangent and preview that. Oh, what? Select the limit tab, curvature to tangent, and hit preview. I must have hit cancel. And you see how it's going to change? You can see the transitions are going to be different. Or if I go curvature, preview that. Did you see it shift just a hair? I'll bounce it back and forth and hit preview just so you can watch it change. So which one is the best? That all is relevant to what you're designing, okay? So these are the different results you'll get. Typically I go with what happened? I think I'm to hit deform. I don't know what happened. Tangent, preview. Okay, see how it has a smooth transition there? Again, I must have hit bump and created a new bump. Wasn't paying attention there. Under limit element, tangent to curvature. And when I hit preview, I'll try and zoom up on that. You'll see a slight change. Okay, you see that shift? All right, so it's smoother here, but then this curve up here is going to be more drastic. Select OK. And I don't believe in the directions that tell you one way or another. So you can use tangent or curvature to get that to work. Oh, I did have this. So you got that seam in this one. Okay, you should be able to figure out the rest with this. The wing bend surface, you do the same thing. Oh, I'll just do it. Wing bend reverse. Paste that. Hide the wing bend. Pull out of this surface one out of hide. Shape morphing. This is the surface I want to change the shape. I'm going to go from here to here this time. Preview. When I go to limit and select this edge as my limit, preview. It's doing something a little different because I want to inverse the arrow. And preview that. And now it's bending in that direction. If I change this to tangent and hit preview, you see how it got smoother there? So again, just like we learned in the bump surface, the tangent and curvature and point all have a little bit different things that are going to happen depending on which one you're picking on, okay? which one is best. It's all relevant to what you're working on. I like tangent, and then if it doesn't work, I'll go to curvature. Select I guess that's all I'm going to show for that. So whichever one you like, I just demoed this one and this one all in the same thing. So I'll do it one more time in case you didn't catch it. We're going to use shape morphing. Grab that surface. Reference this line to this line. My limit will be this limit curve conveniently created for me. The arrow is going the wrong way, so I'm going to click the arrow to go that direction and preview. Notice everything on this side stayed the same, and then from that limit curve, it went straight up from the reference to this green curve. Select OK. All right, and again, you can always modify them by going back to limit and changing your other options here. All right, that concludes this demo.